Hey, welcome back, Spacers. Now, we are 2 days prior to our smoke, and we are working on Lula's Secret Surprise Relish. This is another favorite over at Gobton's, and I am going to turn this over to my beautiful wife. She is the one with the recipe.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Okay, what we're doing with this is we start with a mix of cauliflower, carrots, celery, serrano, and jalapeno peppers. I'm a perfectionist, so if I can't get them all uniform, I just do a tiny little dice like that on everything. What you need to do with these is you soak them in a salt water. I can't really tell you how much salt. I have no idea. I put it until the ancestors say stop, cover it up, put it in the fridge for a couple days. What that does is it keeps the vegetables real crisp when we make the dressing, and it'll go ahead and keep for probably a couple weeks or so in the fridge. So I've got my vegetables that have come out of the salt water and have been drained real well. Started out with 3 cups here of white vinegar, and I'm putting in 3 cups of olive oil. This is what I'm going to start with. This is a oregano and mix in there from our Italian olive oil. Um, I'm going to go ahead and start with a mix of 3 cups each. The biggest thing with this, make them equal parts. We're going to add in some of the oregano, the red pepper, we've got black pepper, and some celery seed in here. I'm going to put all that in. A little bit of rough chopped garlic, probably about 8 cloves or so, I think we have here. And then we've got some chopped green onion. Toss those in there. We're going to do a quick little mix, get these kind of incorporated. And then we're just going to pour this all over our vegetables here. Get all that goodness out. All right. Now, this is kind of a subjective recipe. We like things a little on the spicier side. I add an extra serrano pepper, an extra jalapeno pepper, maybe a little extra red pepper flake, whatever we're feeling. Some family members, we definitely have to cut the spice back for. But either way, you can figure out your taste level on it. We're going to mix all this up. What we've got to do then is we're going to slap our lid back on, put it back in the fridge for a couple days, let those flavors blend before we put them on the roast beef sandwiches. So we'll turn it back over to you.
Now, tastes absolutely amazing. I would put Bridget's Giardinera up against the best in Chicago. I guarantee it would win best in show. Um, this is going to be sitting here for our 2 days prior to our smoke, letting all those flavors get together. And if you're lucky, I won't spit in it. Hey, Spacers, welcome back. And it is finally time to eat. It has been a long week preparing our food for this cook, and that is because this is a labor of love. You have to do a lot of things to get this dish right. We started off last week where Bridget was brining our vegetables for Lula's secret relish, and right now we have our jars of the relish that we have put away. When you are storing these, you want to make sure that you have enough of the liquid over top so that way it stores and it's going to stay good for a couple of weeks. Now, Bridget wanted me to let you all know that if you don't like the taste of vinegar, that you can use water. However, it is not going to store as long. Now, part of that process is that brining. Okay, that's going to keep those vegetables fresh and crisp so that way you have that crunchy effect when you're biting into it. Next, we started up with junior slaw, and we've got that there. And right about the same time is where we started working on Thaddeus's Jew, and this stuff is amazing on its own. You could eat a whole bunch of it with just bread. And then we had a total of an 8-hour smoke for Thaddeus's Gorseca. This took a lot longer than we were expecting, but you need to make sure that it is done to the time and to the proper temperature, not just because you want to get it done. So what ended up happening is last night after we took it off the smoker, we put it in the refrigerator and it stayed in the refrigerator overnight to cool down to that temperature of 40 degrees. This way we could cut it and everything would still be firm enough and it wouldn't just shred apart because it was still warm. After we did the slicing, I put it into the crock pot with the au jus and we left that there for a few hours so that way it could just soak in all that good flavor of that au jus. And now we are here at the chopping board and it is time to eat. Now, as I said before, Chicago Italian roast beef. This is something that we take very seriously. There is a TV show called The Bear that has made it 3 seasons, and it's about roast beef sandwiches. So this is something serious. And over here in the chaotic region and at Gobton's, we only smoke the good stuff. And now, without further ado, it's time to place some au jus, the proper placement for a Chicago roast beef sandwich. Number one, I've got French bread here, and I am going to take and smother this with jus first. Some of the meat got in there, but that's all right. Next, I'm going to take a generous portion of our meat. Look at this. It is sliced. Here's the thickness of that slice. It's thicker than that Arby's slice because Arby's roast beef, which isn't real roast beef, it's you can see through that stuff. It's like paper thin toilet paper. But this, look at that. This is absolutely fantastic. We're going to stack that on there. Next, we're going to come in with some of Lula'S secret surprise relish. And we're going to put that on there. And now it is time to eat. I'm going to grab a quick little bite or sit here, dig into this. Look at that. You know it's done right if there's a mess on the plate. Mmm, mmm, mm-mm. That is the good stuff. I told you guys I was worried about this one because of the implications of how important it is to do a roast beef proper. And this is my riff on it by smoking it. You have all the flavor of that smoke. The seasoning is on point. That au jus, it's thick and savory. It doesn't just wash away. It's not like a watered down au jus. It actually sticks to the bread. The flavor profiles are coming through. It is nice. It's hot. It's got all that seasoning in there. And that taste just spreads through your mouth and it continues to grow as you eat and bite into it. Next, I'm going to dig into Junior Slaw right here. Okay. Mm. This combination really flows together. It is sweet, but it has that nice tang of that apple cider vinegar in there. The apples, everything flows. It's nice and crunchy. It's not overly watered down. You don't have an overabundance of that sauce in there. And this is really good. Together, these two rock it. Now, I can't wait to spend time at the table with you guys next. But there's a lot of people here that have been waiting a long time to eat this. And I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed presenting it for you. I'm so happy this one came out. This one's dear to my heart. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.